Welcome to RNS Podcast. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Evan.
We're just going to talk about some real nerd stuff, but real quick, we appreciate your support.
Yes.
We've been getting some good support. The MomoCon initiative was a success.
It was. We haven't even talked about that.
We printed out the business cards and
what
everything.
the MomoCon initiative was.
Yeah, we sent... we didn't talk about it?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, well, basically, we wanted 100 subs.
Oh, no, we did talk about it.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, we did.
We wanted 100 subs to get a custom URL. Put a custom URL on the business card. Handed the business card out at MomoCon.
Yeah.
And it was a success. We got 126? 25?
Right now, I think we have 126 subs.
Yeah, 126 subs. A few thousand on the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
Pretty epic.
Pretty awesome.
So thank you very much for that. You made that happen. Guess what? Hey, you made that happen.
Hell yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
But Evan, this week, I would like to talk about Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. But before we get into that, Dylan, because it's been a big movie, it's all over. Do you want to talk about Top Gun Maverick briefly?
It was alright.
It was alright?
It's good.
I thought you liked it.
No,
I saw it twice too.
It was good.
It was good. I liked it.
I'm pretty impressed by the box office numbers. I think it might be the top grossing movie that's not a superhero movie since COVID.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Right? Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how it's done.
Actually, Batman's a bit of a noir, if you think about it.
Well, Batman is not technically a superhero. He's more of a vigilante. Nah, but yeah, Top Gun was pretty sick. I'm proud to... Not proud. It's not my movie, but I'm happy to be, see...
You're very proud of the work Tom Cruise did on that film.
I'm happy to see it. Happy to see it.
It was fun.
What would you give it out of 11 stars?
Out of 11 stars?
Think about it.
11.
Out of 11 stars, I would give it 11.
Oh, nice.
Out of 3 stars, I would give it 2 stars.
Nice. Perfectly done.
Perfectly done.
But for real, out of your classic 1 out of 3 rating,
3 stars.
3 stars? Oh, you would.
3 out of 3 stars.
3 out of 3. Cool,
of course.
Cool. I would give it 7 out of 10. I liked it.
That's pretty
It
good.
was a fun movie. It dragged a bit at times. It was like almost 2.5 hours. I don't know if it needed to be that long.
Well, you did see it twice in theaters.
Yeah, that's true. But...
I don't know if it was intended to be seen twice in theaters, but that's okay. But the first time...
I felt that way the first time, though. I felt that way the first time.
I didn't really feel that way the first time. The second time, I was like, alright.
And it's a bit cheesy at moments, but I mean, that's to be expected.
It's
oh,
not.
no. It's really not. It's not cheesy.
No, it's not.
It's actually perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty much perfect, yeah. No, but I love it. It's great. You and Andy said it was better than the first one. I've seen quite a few people saying that, actually, too.
Yeah. It is better than the first one.
That's
definitely.
better than the first one. So that's nice to hear. I didn't watch the first one. I intended to, but, life gets in the way sometimes, Evan.
Yeah.
So...
That's fine. I think you can watch it without watching the first one.
Well, I loved it, so you must be able to. At least me, but... So yeah, Top Gun. Maverick. Go see it in theaters. Enjoy it in theaters. We saw it in Dolby. I enjoyed it in Dolby. I don't usually like Dolby too much, but that was a good Dolby experience.
It was.
Thank
you, AMC.
Thank you, AMC. Thank you, Tom Cruise. This is the one time where I was like, you know what, I like that. When he came out in the beginning of the movie, he was like, hey, I'm Tom Cruise. Like, thank you for coming. I was like, you know what, Tom? I'm happy to come.
I'm happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you.
It's like he was talking to me.
Yeah, it was like he was looking us in the eye.
Yeah. It's like
giving
he
us
made
a
it just
big,
for me.
toothy grin.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
With his middle... Have you ever seen that thing, like his middle tooth is like in the center of his face?
It's disgusting.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. Well, I feel like I've heard something about his teeth, but I don't.
It's like me and you. We have like our 2 middle teeth like right in the center of our
all
face.
I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. Yeah.
Like,
you're saying, yeah.
He had 2 middle teeth, but like only one of them is like centered.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, he's handsome regardless.
Well, he is, of course.
Yeah. Very handsome, Tom Cruise is. So, anyways, Evan, would you like to get into Roger Rabbit?
So, Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit is a great film. What year is it from? Do you know? Is it 1986?
It's 1885.
1885, I think.
Let's look. I think it's.
I think it might be 1987.
87. I'm guessing 87.
86. I'll put my money on.
Let's see. Roger Rabbit. We're both wrong. It's 88.
Oh, 88, really?
Yeah.
Because I remember that it came out before Back to the Future 2.
It did, a year before.
So I figured it was earlier than...
Yeah, Back to the Future 2 was 89 then. Yeah.
Huh. Well, there you go.
Well,
there you go. Regardless, Evan, it's a good movie.
It is. Robert Zemeckis. Since we were talking about Back to the Future. He did both these movies.
Back to the Future may or may not be my favorite movie.
Go watch that episode.
And yeah, go watch that episode. Robert Zemeckis is goated, featuring the Sauce.
Yeah,
he's a cool guy.
He is a cool guy.
He doesn't always hit.
But when he hits, he hits.
I like Robert Zemeckis.
I like Forrest Gump. I mean, people make fun of it, but I do like that movie.
No, I think this, Forrest Gump, and Back to the Future are all, like, pretty perfect movies.
Yeah, they're all good.
In my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
In my opinion,
Evan. Oh, of course.
I mean, I'm not saying about your opinion or their opinion or the viewer's opinion, but...
I've yet to see Castaway.
Castaway's pretty good.
I haven't seen it.
So. But Tom Hanks... We don't have to get into it, but...
I think we talked about that already.
We certainly have,
I forgot.
Yes, but... Tom Hanks, I'm not too hot on anymore, but... anyways...
Yeah, I think it was in the Fly episode where we talked about that.
Regardless of that, I enjoyed Castaway a lot as a kid. And this movie I actually watched too young, maybe.
You think so?
Maybe.
I think you could watch, like... It's not, like, really, like, crazy. Like, it has some, like, you know...
No,
like...
it's not too crazy, but... Especially for Disney nowadays... I mean, like, if my kid was, like... I think, like, 5 or 6 is too young.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably saw it when I was, like, 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But... I think, like, a 10-year-old, like, yeah, perfectly fine. There is smoking in it, but I don't think there's anything evil about letting a kid see smoking. Like, for some reason in modern, like, movies and TV shows, like, smoking is, like, the worst thing you can possibly do. And there's smoking in this, and it's really funny when it comes up.
Yeah, Baby Herman.
Can we mention the moments? Okay, so a cartoon baby smokes, right? As well as those kids, like, those street kids on the trolley car.
Oh, were they smoking?
They don't smoke, but they give him cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
He's like, hey, thanks for the cigarettes.
Okay.
And it's like to these, like, 9-year-old kids.
Yeah, they don't let you do that anymore.
Was that a funny moment?
It was a funny moment.
Okay. All right.
It was a cute moment.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
I do like that moment a lot where he's like, we got the greatest transportation in the world. Public transportation in the world. It's a good part.
It is.
Yeah.
But they're shutting it down. What is the company called?
Lucky Clover or something
like that.
Green Clover?
Something like that, yeah. Christopher Lloyd's thing. This was my first time seeing it.
Yeah, I was surprised that you've never seen this.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it. It was a good movie.
Well, you know what, Evan? I'm glad that I've never recommended a movie on RNS that you didn't like so far.
Oh, yeah. I don't think
that hasn't happened yet.
I don't think it happened.
To let you in on the joke, I have. If you're listening.
We have a secret episode that will be maybe released one day.
Yeah, we'll have to release it on our $100 tier on Patreon or something.
Yeah. Let's not say what it is.
Yeah,
it'll be a secret. We have a secret episode.
It's not dissimilar to Roger Rabbit, though, in the gimmick.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Roger Rabbit. So I guess we should, I'll surmise the movie very quickly. Mm-hmm. It's about a cartoon. It's in a world where humans and cartoons coexist, Evan.
Yeah.
Isn't that nutty?
It is a bit nutty.
So it's a bit nutty. It leads to some nutty hijinks, and there's a human private detective that helps out.
Bob Hoskins.
A cartoon character.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul, Bob Hoskins, great actor.
Yeah.
But he helps out a troubled toon that has been framed for murder.
Yeah.
Does he not?
He has been framed for murder.
Yeah.
And that is Mr. Roger Rabbit, as the title suggests.
As the title suggests. So this will segue us into our first fun fact.
Oh yeah. Talk about the fun fact, Dylan. I remember you mentioned that.
So
you wanted to talk about the fun fact.
So I did check multiple. Evan, not to brag. Multiple sources I checked. Okay, you understand? So, Roger Rabbit, the title, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, comes from the book, as you may be aware. Mm-hmm. There's a book.
I didn't know that, actually.
It's based on a book called Who Censored Roger Rabbit.
Oh, I think I have heard of that, actually.
There's actually some very interesting differences. The movie and the book are very different, but...
The book doesn't have murder?
Is more murder.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, in the book, Roger is the villain, and he dies.
He's evil.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It turns out it was him the whole time.
Why was he censored?
I don't know. But I do know that he was guilty.
God damn. He does look kind of evil. He looks a bit villainous.
He does look a bit evil, but the premise is kind of the same.
Yeah.
Where Roger Rabbit goes to Bob Hoskins' character, Eddie Valiant, in the book. It's the same. And he goes to Eddie Valiant and he asks for help. But the difference is, in the book, he is guilty.
Shit.
Yeah.
They make it... I feel like in the movie, you know, like, right away. It's not him. Yeah. Well,
there's definitely, like, a Disney... even though the movie is kind of dark and has some adult stuff in it,
mm-hmm.
it has that kind of little Disney twinge in it where it's like, the good guys are the good guys and like nothing's really bad gonna happen.
And the book is just like an adult.
The book is a pretty adult. Also, another interesting thing I learned about the book, and I want to get into the fun fact about the title, which I didn't even mention yet, but in the book, they are not cartoons. They are comic strip characters.
Okay. Wait, is it a comic or is it a book?
It is a novel.
Okay.
But the characters in the book are not cartoons. They're comic strip characters.
Okay.
And as they talk, so you can hear them speak, but also as they talk, word balloons come above them, like in a comic strip, and then they stay there.
Well, that wouldn't have worked in a movie.
Well, that's one thing I was listening to in this video where they were like, they would never. There was already so much work put into this movie, which is another factor that we haven't mentioned yet, which is very important. Is that, like, this was a very extremely labor intensive movie.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, what is Industrial Light and Magic?
Yeah.
They did this movie. And at the time, this was their most special effects heavy movie.
Yeah, it makes sense. Also, I wanted to say though, it still looks really good.
It holds up.
Yeah.
I don't think not everything stays on model quite as well as I remember from when I was a kid, but it still looks good.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think it
still looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah.
Definitely still holds up. But apparently, they did like five layers of frames of each animation. Like, there's a frame for like the solid normal colors, a frame for the shading and the lighting, and a shade for like the, I don't know, something else. But a lot of work, Evan.
A lot of work.
So I appreciate that, and I love 2D animation. I'm a huge fan of also like the 1930s, 40s era of animation.
Yeah.
So this movie was very fun.
Speaking on the 1940 thing really quick, I just wanted to say, like, I like how also the movie, it like blends like two like 1940s like pop culture staples, like the noir and like the like Looney Tunes animation together. That's really cool.
That is interesting. I never thought about that because like noir is
because
obviously as a kid you understand like, oh, this is the funny cartoons mixed with the detectives, but yeah, those are two distinct kind of 1940s styles of entertainment. Yeah.
So thank you.
And you probably are more intelligent on the noir aspects than I am, so if you have anything to point out, Evan, let me know. Maybe. But, okay, finally I want to get into the fun facts.
Okay, yeah.
So I've kind of like, I was talking about the book a little bit, and
those are fun facts.
I got a little sidetracked. But the movie, Evan, does not have a question mark in the title.
Oh, it doesn't? No,
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
You're right.
No punctuation.
You're right.
It's a question, but it's not a question. And allegedly, I heard. So, like I said, I checked multiple sources, Evan. I did very thorough research. So, one source said, Evan, Cinefix on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
They're awesome.
I don't even know which is which, but Cinefix is cool.
Yeah.
But either way, one of the YouTube videos said that the question mark was not there because there's like an old Hollywood adage that having a question mark in a movie title is bad luck.
I've never heard that before.
So that might be it, and also
now I kind of want to think of what movies have question marks in their titles.
They must.
I'll think of it as we go.
Yeah, maybe give it a look. Who's talking?
Does it have a question mark at the end?
Does it?
I don't know. Yeah, me either.
Yeah. But either way, the other version of it is that they just thought it didn't look good on the title card.
Yeah, I could kind of see that because it has like that Looney Tunes type of like font, I guess. You know what I mean?
Just so maybe they couldn't do like a good enough version of a question mark in that style. I don't know. But either way, there's no question mark, and that is a crazy, awesome fact.
It's because it's not a question. Because, like, when you see Christopher Lloyd, you're like, oh, yeah, probably him.
Yeah, it was probably him. No, that's one thing I wanted to talk about as well, is that there's, like, he's, like, the only villain of the movie. Like, he has his little goons, which they're cool, but there's not really a mystery to it. It's like, who killed his brother? Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
Who's, like, stealing the city? Christopher Lloyd. Who framed Roger Rabbit? Christopher Lloyd. And I think, Evan, that might lead me into my second fun fact. May I mention it?
Oh, of course.
So, one idea in the original script was to be... Because Christopher Lloyd... So, if you haven't seen the movie, the villain of the whole movie that framed Roger Rabbit and killed the main character's brother and all that shit...
And trying to destroy Toontown.
Trying to steal the city.
Yeah.
So, his his big reveal is that he's a cartoon. Secretly.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And
I have something to say about that, but continue.
He's not a named cartoon.
Yeah, he isn't.
The idea in one of the original scripts for the movie was that he would be the guy that shot Bambi's mom. I don't
like that.
I think that would have been cool.
It would have been funny, yeah, but...
Well, but the thing is, too, is, like, how do you organically, like, have that be in the movie, you know?
I was going to say, like, is it going to be a thing where it's like, oh, he's always, like, the unseen villain in all these animations? Or to just be the Bambi thing?
I think it was only the Bambi thing.
Okay.
I think it was only the Bambi thing. But I think that would have been a good idea because there isn't... When you find out he's a cartoon, there's an element of, like, well, what was he like as a cartoon? What did he look like?
That's what I'm going to say. I don't like that we don't see him.
We don't see his cartoon form.
Yeah.
You just see his eyes bug out.
Yeah.
And you see his human form be, like, smushed and stuff, but you don't see, like... was he like as a cartoon?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. I don't know. I feel that's a missed opportunity.
I agree, and that's why I think he maybe should have been the Bambi killer.
Yeah.
The Bambi mom killer.
But if he's the Bambi mom killer, he'd probably just be like a normal-ass dude.
Yeah,
no big red eyes. Because that's like when Bob Hoskins is talking about, like, who killed his brother. Yeah. He has to be, like, I feel like you have to have something distinct. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, big red eyes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. But I thought that was an interesting scrapped idea. Evan, you want to hear about another scrapped idea?
Yes.
There's going to be a scene where there's a funeral.
There is going to be a scene.
What?
I don't know. No, you said there's going to be a scene.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
I don't know what you're getting at.
Oh, like they're going to do it.
Yeah, they are. They're still working on it. Yeah. No, you're right, actually. No, it's Bob Hoskins is long since dead. I think so is probably other people in the movie. But anyways, another fun fact, Evan.
Yes.
There's gonna be a cut scene where you saw the Acme guy. Remember the Acme president?
Yeah, the one who is the murdered. He's the murdered
person. So we were gonna see a funeral for him. A funeral scene.
That would have been... Well, like, they liked him, right? The Tunes?
Yeah.
They liked him. So
well, he was a good guy.
Yeah.
You find out. He was a good guy.
They liked him, so that
because he was only doing what he was doing, like trying to blackmail Jessica Rabbit or whatever.
Yeah.
He was really trying to blackmail Acme. Or, no, I'm sorry. Not the Acme president, the other president. The guy,
the guy who owns the cartoon studio or whatever.
Yeah, what is it called?
I can't remember, but he like...
It's like a silly name.
He's like the producer or whatever.
Yeah, it's
whatever he is.
It's the main studio guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, you find out he was a good guy. But that would have been fun.
Was he a good guy?
Yeah, he was a good guy because they revealed that he was blackmailing... He was trying to blackmail Acme so that he could get the will so that he could make sure that the Toons didn't die. He was trying to keep the town out of the hands of Christopher Lloyd.
Okay.
But then Christopher Lloyd kills him.
Oh, I thought he wanted more... Like, he just wanted to work with Christopher Lloyd and, like, get his end as well.
No.
Okay.
No, they reveal that, like, it's kind of quick, you miss it.
Okay.
But he was a good guy.
Okay.
But it's the guy that had the golden gun, and he was, like, you know...
Yeah, I remember. And I like that scene, by the way. I like how Bob Hoskins does a cool fucking roll. When they start shooting it, like, when he dies, that fucking... I can't remember what his name is. But you know when he dies and
Maroon.
And Bob Hoskins, he like rolls behind the couch.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
he does a good combat roll.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Bob Hoskins is really awesome in this movie.
He is.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Great. Evan, you want to know another fun fact?
Okay.
I know so many fun facts. The original choice for Bob Hoskins' character, for Eddie Valiant.
With Michael J. Fox.
No. You want to guess again?
No, I was joking about
Guess one more time.
Like a serious guess?
Yeah, guess.
I really have no idea.
Just one guess.
I have no idea.
Harrison Ford.
I'm glad it wasn't him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Bob Hoskins, because Harrison Ford is like, he would have played it too sour.
Yeah.
Bob Hoskins has that.
He's goofy enough.
Yeah, he's goofy enough. He can do the like serious drunk in the beginning, and then turn it around for the transformation at the end. I don't think Harrison Ford could have done that.
Me either.
At the end, because I really love the ending, and I like how he I don't know how to say it without sounding deeply stupid, but you know, he like embraces the
yeah, he does.
I don't think Harrison.
Well, you kind of find out find out later in the movie he did.
At one time, he already did like cartoons.
Yeah,
but they soured it for him when Christopher Lloyd killed his brother. Yeah. So that's cool.
Hey, Brother Luigi. There's actually a sequel to the Mario Bros. Movie.
Luigi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Epic.
Awesome.
Awesome yet cool somehow. I don't know. So yeah, Roger Rabbit. So too many fun facts, Evan. Let's get into the movie.
Okay.
Too many fun facts.
Can we talk about the opening scene?
The opening scene. What is the opening scene?
Actually, I think the opening scene's great. It's like the Looney Tunes short. It says Roger Rabbit and the Baby Herman. Yeah.
Yeah. Long live Baby Herman, right?
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. It's a good way to introduce you into this world, you may say. But I just want to say, I love how it's like I don't know what the word is. Like, I guess it's like an even more exaggerated version of like a Looney Tunes cartoon. You know what I mean? Like, it's like even more like hyper violent.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I was thinking about that too, because I was watching it earlier and I was like, God dang.
Yeah.
Because he like what happens? Like he especially like when he electrocutes himself.
Yeah.
When Baby Herman turned on the oven.
Oh yeah,
and Roger was in the oven. I started laughing out loud, and then when he got electrocuted, I was like, oh my God! Like, it's pretty violent.
Yeah.
It's pretty violent, but it's definitely pretty.
And the baby almost fucking dies too.
The baby does almost die.
Do they? I'm like, is that in a cartoon? I don't know. Like a baby.
That's a classic trope. There's
is right.
It's interesting though. I like the way they do it because there's kind of an old trope of like, oh, the baby's like walking on the construction girders.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Like, there's an old trope like that, but there's no like cartoon duo that has a baby.
Yeah.
So they kind of made up their own thing in a way, where they're like, oh, well, we'll take that weird trope with the baby, mix it with like a Bugs Bunny type.
Yeah, like a Tom and Jerry.
And then like thing. It's like a weird Tom and Jerry duo. So it's a good like fake old 40s duo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree because it introduces you, because you know the movie's like a cartoon movie, and then you see, oh, there's like this kind of classic where like you said, like kind of elevated, more violent Looney Tunes sketch, and then it cuts like it's a it's a Hollywood set. And watching it this time as well, when Roger was like, I can do it right, I was like, this is so messed up. Like, he literally did all that stuff like perfectly,
except the stars.
Yeah. And it's like, I was like, dang. Yeah, that was messed up.
Yeah.
That was messed up.
I like how the director grabs, like, because he had the birds show up above his head instead of the stars. And when the director, like, grabs one of the birds and, like, throws I was like, somebody call PETA, please.
But I like
That's what I said.
I also like Evan. Mm-hmm. Right after that, when, like, Roger Rabbit is, like, chasing him down, he's like, I could do it right to the director. And then, like, it pans over to Bob Hoskins, and he, like, takes a big swig of whiskey, and he's like, Tunes. Like, this grizzled detective. But it's so stupid. But it's great, obviously, but it's very funny.
I like, when was it the director or, like, a producer? I don't know, whoever. He's like, Roger's like, no, you can keep hitting me in the head. And he's like, I'm worried about the fridges, not your head.
Yeah. Very true to life.
Yeah, very true to life, yeah.
Poor actors.
And also kind of a bit consistent with what's going on in the movie, wouldn't you say? You know, they're valuing property over the lives of these creatures, right?
Yeah.
Bit foreshadowing there, possibly. Am I reaching? I don't know.
Runs deep.
I don't know.
Speaking of foreshadowing, I'd like to mention the stuff with Judge Doom.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the opening scene. This kind of cuts forward a little bit, but they do a lot of good foreshadowing that he's a cartoon. In
the first scene where he's in, like when they're looking at the crime scene.
In the whole movie.
Where Acme died. Oh, okay.
Building up until the end, because he has very fake cartoony teeth.
Does he?
He does.
I had to look again.
Very white, square, like perfectly square, white cartoony teeth. Well, I think Christopher Lloyd actually had fake teeth in, but I didn't. That wasn't in the Cinefix video, so I don't know if that's right. But he had like big square cartoony teeth, and also
the way he dressed,
the way he's dressed, the way he moves.
Yeah.
He actually this is a fun fact as well, Evan. He does not blink.
Oh really?
Christopher Lloyd's character does not blink the entire movie.
Fake eyes.
There's also one part. I actually noticed this when I was a kid when I would rewatch the movie. There's a scene in the bar where they're trying to find Roger, and Bob Hoskins' character knocks over the dip. You know, the classic dip that kills the cartoon character.
Oh, does he like jump out of the way or something?
And he like backs up, like when it's like dripping towards
Yeah,
him.
he does. Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
That's good foreshadowing.
Yeah, because it doesn't affect regular people. You see that in the movie.
No,
like,
it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It only hurts cartoons. And that's also the dip is really fun. As like
the Joker slime.
It's just fun.
That's what I call it, the Joker.
Because they mention a bunch of like ink and paint thinners.
Yeah.
And it's like mixed together and it kills cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's kind of funny. And it's kind of the dip and like what makes the dip is kind of the only acknowledgement that the cartoons are like drawn.
You know, I was thinking about that when I was watching the movie. I was like, so like, how are they created in this universe? Because they don't ever like explicitly acknowledge it. Well, Junker Rabbit says, "Oh, I was drawn this way." You know what I mean?
She does say that, yeah.
But they never really like tell you right. Exactly,
the logistics
you know what I mean?
don't matter at all.
Yeah, well, they don't. Yeah.
Well, not even just that they don't matter. Like, I'm not trying to undercut what you're saying, but they don't matter in the sense to the movie. Like, the movie doesn't pay it any mind.
But it's something I did think about when I was watching.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
It is interesting. It's kind of like Toy Story, where it's like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. When I was a kid, I always imagined that like this is just a world where there's cartoons and people. Like, I never imagined like, oh, like they came to life one day. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's just cartoons just exist. Yeah, they're drawn that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, can they procreate? That's what I really want to know.
They should be able to.
They should make a Blade Runner 2049
of Roger
sequel.
Rabbit.
Yeah, F sequel.
That
where
would be so badass.
Oh my god, a tune fucking procreated. yeah, they should do that.
And there's like an uprising.
Yeah,
so
like
badass.
Blade Runner 2049.
That'd be so badass. I would love that.
That wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding. Eventually, we'll have to mention Chip and Dale. We can talk about that later.
Yeah, we can save that for last. Because I have not seen that movie. So
sucks.
You'll have to talk about it.
Anyways. Roger Rabbit is cool. And then... Okay, so it is a bit confusing, the story. Because Roger Rabbit... His wife, you think like, oh, she's cheating on him.
Mm-hmm.
But then it turns out that Acme was forcing her to pose... Or not Acme... What's the guy's name?
Maroon?
Maroon.
Okay.
Maroon was forcing her to play patty cake with Acme.
With Acme.
To take pictures to blackmail Acme. It had nothing to do with Roger.
Okay.
So that's kind of the misdirect.
Yeah.
Is that initially it had nothing to do with Roger. It was about Acme.
Mm-hmm.
And telling Roger was only to make it look legit.
Yeah.
And then I don't even know... Like, I don't know how Judge Doom, like, was able to frame him for the murder. I don't know.
It is a bit confusing. Just in the way, like, I think any, like, classic, like, Hollywood noir kind of is. Like, there's, like, I don't know if you ever seen, like, The Maltese Falcon.
Nah.
The first time I saw that movie, I was, like, very confused. Because it's always, like, so much double-crossing and stuff like, you know what I mean? So it's, like, kind of hard to follow. But I feel like in this, though, it's like, even if you're, like, confused by the details, you can pretty much get the big picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By the end. It's like, oh, that guy, Judge Doom is evil.
Yeah, Judge Doom is the bad guy. Yeah. Fucking, Eddie Valiant is, like, the, you know, like, the, what's the word? Like, the anti-hero that, like, kind of redeems, tries to redeem himself. And, like you said, whether it's confusing or not, like, as a kid, I'm like, yay! Like, you get it. Yeah, you get it. So it's good in that way.
I agree.
It's good in that way. But it was interesting to watch it again now as an adult because I actually kind of understood. Mm-hmm. The Judge Doom killing him and framing Roger, I guess it only lines up because
it was Jessica Rabbit.
Roger has a motive.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that really implicates him in the murder. Mm-hmm. But also, I like that you think... It's like, oh, is Jessica Rabbit evil? Or is it Acme?
Yeah, I thought she was evil. I was like, oh, I'm pretty certain by, like, I don't know, like an hour into the movie, I was like, oh yeah, I think she's fucking evil. And after she hits Roger with the frying pan.
Yeah, they go really far out of their way to try and make you think she's evil.
Yeah.
Which I really like.
But she was just like, oh, I'm trying to protect. It's like some cartoon logic type shit. So yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she was just like, I banged him in the head to like protect him.
Yeah.
It was really funny when she says that too, because like Bob Hoskins is like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, what the fuck? Because she knocks him out to protect him.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's really awesome. really awesome.
Can I talk about the character Roger himself really quick?
Of course.
Something I really liked in the movie, because it's very subtle. Well, I mean, it's not heavy-handed. Like, there's no moment where, like, Bob Hoskins is like, oh my god, Roger, blah, blah, blah. I'll say what I'm talking about in a second. When you watch a movie, like, obviously he's like, kind of an annoying nuisance of a character. But by the end, it's like, oh, you're kind of charmed by him. And, like, you find out he has, like, kind of this power over people. Because you see, like, remember in the bar?
I love that.
Yeah, when he makes them all laugh and stuff. And then Bob Hoskins is like, no, that fucking guy, he's going to sell you out. Trust me. Like, he'll do anything. You know, remember? Yeah. And then he doesn't sell out fucking Roger.
And he's like, see, I told you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that moment. And then there's later in the movie, when Bob Hoskins asks Jessica Rabbit, she's like, what is his name? Eddie Valiant, yeah. Yes. Eddie asked Jessica Rabbit, she's like, oh, what do you see in that guy? And she's like, oh, he makes me laugh.
He makes me laugh.
Yeah. And then by the end, Eddie kind of like...
Roger's like rubbed off on him.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
like turning him back into loving cartoons and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Comedy. I love that too.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, he's very...
It is like, it is in the background a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like... There's never a thesis statement moment where he's like, oh my god, you have this power over
you finally love comedy.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Well, there kind of is. But
well, I mean, not... like, there's not a moment where he's like, oh, this is because of you, Roger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like, you have this power over people.
It is
cleverly
know what I mean? Written in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that. And I love that. And I actually, no joke, I did cry at the end. And it's the part where, like, Roger, like, tricks Eddie. I think he buzzes him with the joke buzzer.
Yeah.
And then, like, all the cartoons, like Mickey Mouse and everyone in the background are like, like and then he's like, I'll tell you what I think of that. And then he gives him a big kiss on the mouth.
Ooh.
Which is, it's great.
It's very sexy.
Well, it's like Bugs Bunny. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's great.
And yeah, because he kissed him earlier, and then he was like...
Yeah, and he's like, don't you ever fucking do that again.
Yeah.
So that was great. I love the ending.
Yeah, I agree.
And one part about it that did make me cry, too, is like, I was like, I know he reacts, like, nicely here, even though his tone at first is mad, and then he's like, kind of plays a little joke.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can't remember what he does. And he kisses him, and I was like, haha. Yeah. Callback.
And maybe, I don't know. Tell me, am I reaching here, Dylan?
But listen.
I feel like maybe, in this movie, like, with doing that, it's like, I don't know if nostalgic is the right word. Because I'm guessing Robert Zemeckis, he probably grew up around the time Looney Tunes and shit like that was on.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg, too.
Yeah,
He was a producer.
Did he produce a movie? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know, maybe it's like, there's no, like, really indication of this or anything, but it's like, maybe kind of wanting this style of cartoon back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's definitely a factor because, can I tell you, fun fact number 11, Evan?
Yes, of course.
This ties in very neatly into what you're saying, Evan.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I do.
So, this led into Steven Spielberg producing Tiny Toons and Animaniacs.
Oh, yeah, and those are 90s.
And it also led into Disney, the Disney Renaissance. That being Little Mermaid, Hercules. This movie helped prove to Disney that there was a market still for 2D animation.
Yeah.
And Warner Brothers, like I said, with Tiny Toons and
I was going to say, yeah, I feel like at this point this movie came out, it was kind of like, I feel like that style of cartoon was kind of dead.
Yeah.
And Looney Tunes, I don't, like, by the 80s, Looney Tunes, was not,
Looney Tunes, I think, was completely dead by the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And even, remember last week we were watching Looney Tunes the day before MomoCon.
Yeah.
And we watched, like, one of the later ones, not, like, one of the early, and we were like, oh, this is trash.
This sucks.
Yeah.
It's like old Family Guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So it's like, oh, I don't know, kind of a love letter, I guess.
That was completely the goal of the movie.
And I feel like with Bob Hoskins kind of a character arc, I mean, well, the 40s, the noir is known for being dark anyway, but maybe he's trying to say something about what was going on at that time. It's like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, because it's like, and it makes that message, I think, that you're getting at more subtle, because they're matching two, I don't know the word, they're matching two styles of entertainment from the 40s, but
they're like on polar opposite ends.
Yeah, exactly. But it's also kind of a message for the modern day.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what you're getting at, right? It's
yes,
like the cynicism is cut through by the cartoons,
kind
of.
That's what I mean, yeah.
And that's kind of specific with Roger and Eddie, but it's also like a broad kind of like, hey, adults, like cartoons are fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah, which was, I think, definitely intentional. Can I mention another fun fact that I know, Evan? Yeah. Do you think I'm smart?
I do.
Good.
I think you're a genius.
So, well, yes. I wouldn't go that far, but thank you. But they had the option, Evan, to use CGI, and they opted not to.
Chippendale
Rescue Rangers. So Chippendale Rescue Rangers sucks.
Yeah.
And, so. But there's an element of this, and can I mention something kind of cringe? It's a bit cringe.
Okay, yeah.
I'm writing a comic book. I'm still in the process of writing it, Evan.
That's not cringe.
Is it cringe?
No.
No? Okay, well, it's not cringe anymore, but I'm writing a comic book.
At least you're doing something.
And I was... True.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about doing something where, to make the references in it not dated, I was thinking only, like, pre-Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Like...
So, like, if I were to write the comic, right? And there's a reference to something in the comic book. My comic book takes place in the future.
Okay.
Not like a hard set date, but you could call it the present, you could call it the future, whatever.
It's 20XX.
The point, yeah. It's 2000X, and Wily's escape and built 8 more evil bots.
Comment if you know what that is.
Brittle floss.
Well, why'd you spoil it?
No.
I said comment if you know what that is.
It's cringe. No one knows that.
That's the joke.
Yeah, oh yeah, anyways.
That's the joke. Don't undercut me.
I'm sorry. Anyways, back to Roger Rabbit. What were we talking about?
The references.
The references?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, one thing I wanted to do in my comic, this relates to Roger Rabbit, don't worry, audience. But one thing I wanted to do in my comic was only reference stuff pre-Superman. So, like Godzilla, Dracula, shit like that. Like Gilgamesh. I don't fucking know. Like, shit like that. Because stuff like that has already stood the test of time in like a century or so. And I think this movie holds up in the same way. I think this is kind of an example of why that philosophy would work when building like a world or a story where you don't want to... Because like if I reference like SpongeBob or like... It's like that might not age well.
Yeah, yeah.
But...
well, at this point, it's like they have like Mickey and like Daffy, Bugs. It's like these are already kind of timeless characters by this point.
It's really interesting the period that this movie came out too, because this was like the end of that, like the very, very end of that, which is there's an example of that too where.
Well, what do you mean by the end of that?
It was the very, very end of like classic animation, of like 2D animation, hand drawn animation.
Oh, okay.
Because they didn't even use Xerox in this, like like Xerox copies. They didn't even use Xerox copies in this.
Well, you had to tell me what that is. Sorry, I don't know shit about animation. You have to tell me what that
Basically, that would be like another shortcut to 2D animation.
Okay.
Is to make Xerox copies. They didn't even do that in this.
Thank you, Robert Zemeckis.
But another interesting thing, too, when I'm talking about like the timeless aspect or whatever, one of the original voices for Betty Boop, who voiced her in 1930...
Oh, I love that scene, by the way.
Yeah, it's great.
I love that
scene. And it's great to like juxtapose her with Jessica.
Yeah.
That whole scene is really good. But that was her voice actress from 1931, and this was her last role doing Betty Boop.
It makes sense because over 50 years later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that generation was starting to die. Because she died, Betty Boop, the actress that played Betty Boop in Roger Rabbit, died, I think, the year after she recorded it. I don't know if the movie even came out yet when she recorded her lines. Or when she died, I mean. So it was kind of like that generation that made all that stuff. Like Betty Boop, Tex Avery, like Looney Tunes and shit, Mel Blanc. All those people were dying out at the time of this movie. So it was like the very end of that generation.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it was just barely becoming timeless, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get what you're saying. So it's... They had just become classics, basically.
Yeah, just barely.
Yeah.
It was just barely a generation removed from the current, like, children. Yeah. I don't know, I just thought that was interesting that happened to come out around that time.
But yeah, I think they were good choices, like you're saying. Like, the references they're choosing in this.
And that's one reason, like, I don't want to get too into Chippendale, but that's one reason Chippendale sucks.
Yeah, like, you have Ugly Sonic. Like in 20 years,
that's gonna age well. Like no one knows what the fuck that is. Yeah. Like Twitter is gonna be like full of like millions of terabytes of fucking garbage by then. Like, it's not like no one's gonna know what Ugly Sonic is. People are gonna be talking about like the 18th M-rated Sailor Moon movie or something. Like something we can't even imagine.
And yeah, that's kind of the problem with when you have like too many Easter eggs or like references in your movie. It's like, oh, how is it gonna age?
I thought it was
very... But Roger Rabbit has aged amazingly. Yeah,
pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's been almost 40 years. So
yeah. It just feels right. Feels right. Because the cartoon world in Chip and Dale is just like, it's like there's just like Power Rangers and like, it's just it's like Ready Player One. It's just fucking anything.
Yeah, I saw somebody else compare it to Ready Player One.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's not funny. It sucks. John Mulaney sucks. The Brooklyn Nine-Nine guy sucks. Whatever his name is. And it's just like, it just feels like fucking garbage.
Yeah.
It just feels like random profile pictures, like Disney Plus, like, use these as profile pictures. Like, fuck you.
Well, as I've mentioned in other episodes, I did cancel my Disney Plus, so...
Good.
I will not be watching
Great.
it. No, today, though, I was upset before I watched Roger Rabbit, because I was like, oh, shit, it's on Disney Plus. I had to rent it off Amazon, but whatever. It
wasn't free on Amazon?
No, it was $3.99.
I think it's free on something else as well, but I did watch it on Disney Plus.
It was free on Tubi.
Oh, it's
but sorry, dude. But I saw Amazon had the Ultra HD to rent, so I was like, oh, I want to watch that.
And plus, if you pay for it, no ads.
Yeah.
And various.
So I was like, fuck it, I'll just pay whatever.
It looked great on Disney Plus. Looks good.
It did, yeah.
It was HDR 4K, I think.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's how I rented off Amazon. And yeah, it looked great.
Looked good.
And that's what I was saying. Yeah, the hand drawn animation, it's not gonna like age terribly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the moments where it doesn't look so great is like when they're trying to mix it with the live action, obviously. But you know, like that short at the beginning of the movie, that we were talking about with him and Baby Herman, before you even see any live action, it looks great. That whole short looked really good.
That might all be 2D.
That's what I
think when they zoom out, the set is just like a stylized set.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not really a cartoon set, but it's like just stylized to look like.
Yeah, that's what I mean when it's only the animation at the very beginning. It looks great. Yeah, it looks great.
There is sometimes where it's a bit lacking.
Yeah, there was I can't remember what the exact moment was, but there was a moment where like Bob Hoskins, I think it was towards the end. I think it was like Bob Hoskins, Jessica Rabbit, and Roger Rabbit. They were like they're in frame maybe. They were in frame, but they were like far away from the camera, and like Roger and Jessica did not look so great standing next to him. Like they look kind of like blurry-ish.
That's interesting because I was listening to like...
It might be the wrong moment, but it was something like that where they were far away.
Because they were saying they were doing this technique where they would basically have to like get a super high quality drawing, or like I think they were using like higher quality cameras than necessary. I don't know. There was a lot of like shifting the scale and the quality between drawing on it and putting it back in the movie and shit like that. So I think that might have affected the quality in a few places. But I really mean like some stuff just seemed to be off model at times, or like off model or like not quite fluid.
Yeah.
But with the amount of drawings that were in this movie, it's like it's understandable, and like we were saying, it still does hold up.
Yeah. And I really like all the character designs, like the original characters.
Yeah.
Like Roger, I think he looked great, honestly.
I think he looks good. I never was a huge fan of Roger Rabbit's design, but he's cool.
Baby Herman.
Baby Herman's epic.
Awesome.
I like Baby Herman.
I was actually thinking about, though, I don't think like, I was thinking about, you know that secret episode that we mentioned?
Yeah.
And you know how in that episode I kind of mentioned...
Our secret episode.
Yeah, our secret episode.
Our RNS podcast secret episode.
Yeah, our secret episode. And you remember how in that secret episode I mentioned how it felt held back and kind of lazy by using the references instead of OCs?
Yeah.
Did you ever feel that way in this movie?
Fuck no.
No? Okay.
No. Absolutely not.
Okay.
And it is... You don't want to say it?
Huh?
You don't want to say it?
It's a secret episode.
It's a secret episode. But it's just crazy because it is a very distinct, like... It's the same premise.
Yeah.
Like, not the murder and the noir, but the gimmick of the movie, like the elevator pitch, is the exact same.
Kind of.
Well, if I could say it, but I can't say it because you don't want to tell the fuck it what it is. But it's like...
There are similar scenes.
You get it. You get it. But in this movie, yeah, I did not feel that the references and stuff took away from the movie at all.
Okay.
Did you?
No, not really. No. But I was like, it was hard for me not to think about it just because of that reason. You know what I mean?
In your mind,
I was thinking like, I was like, how do I feel about the use of it in this versus in that movie? You know what I mean? But I feel like in this movie, there's more than enough OC, and they have like way more thought put into them and how they look. Because like in that movie that we're not gonna say what it is, a lot of the OC looks shitty, and there's not enough of them. Whereas I feel like it's not like that in this movie.
And I feel like this...
Like, you kind of earned getting to use, like, Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny. You know what I mean? Uh-huh.
But I also think in this movie, not only, like, the characterizations, like, Roger's well-characterized, and Jessica, too, and Eddie Valiant. Like, they're all fully developed characters.
Yeah. Which
I appreciate. And there's also... I don't know. I lost my train of thought. There's no mixed styles.
Yeah.
It's human beings and 1940s cartoons.
Yeah.
It's those two things in the movie we're talking about. And also Chip and Dale, for example. There's a lot of random mixed shit and a lot of, hey, like, look at this meme.
Yeah.
Remember that meme?
Yeah.
Well, that's more so in Chip and Dale, but...
Ugly Sonic.
Oh, Ugly Sonic, so funny, so kino.
I want to say that, well, are you, do you have more to say about that?
Well, I just wanted to say that keeping it, like, it just feels very stylistically, like, intentional.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, like, classic noir, classic cartoons. That's the gimmick.
Yeah.
There's not mixed bullshit, like, a CGI Terminator isn't there, like, hey, I'm from the Terminator world, like... Because I'm a cartoon too, get it?
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. That sucks.
I agree.
Fuck Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
If you like that movie, you're a brain dead fucking idiot. You know that?
No, RNS listener, you're cool.
Well, if you're listening to this, you are smart.
And then you enjoyed the movie, still please like, comment,
If you're
subscribe.
listening to this, you didn't enjoy that movie because that movie's fucking retarded.
It's not good, Roger Rabbit. But speaking of the references to other characters, there's a scene in this movie that I really liked. Just because of the characterization of those referenced characters. The scene where, so you know when Bob...
Is it Bugs and Mickey Mouse?
Yes, There's a scene where he, like, goes, like, into, like, the fully tuned world, I guess, or whatever.
Oh, can I set the stage a little?
Yeah, you can.
Basically, there's a part where, like we were saying, they implicate Jessica Rabbit as, like, a suspect.
Yeah.
She's a good guy, but you think for a bit that she's maybe evil. And then, this part's really funny, too.
Yeah.
Like, just before the Mickey and Bugs part, like, he tracks down Jessica Rabbit and he's, like, trying to find her. He goes to the top floor of this hotel and fucking, what's his name? Droopy the dog kind of fucks with him in the elevator.
Yeah, he does.
I like Droopy, and I fucking love that part. It's really funny.
It is.
And then he gets to the top floor. He gets to Jessica Rabbit's room. He knocks on the door. And it's this crazy, disgusting lady that's just, like... in the shape of Jessica Rabbit.
She looks like the CGI fucking creature from Return
of the Jedi.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi. In the edits, the CGI with the big ass mouth. That's what I thought about when I was watching it.
Also, like, kind of reminds me of Monsters Inc. Like the suction
chair.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's funny. She's hilarious. They gave her a stupid name too. Her name's like Jean Anteater or some bullshit. Like, it's so stupid. It's really funny. But anyways. I think he gets, like, chased out a window?
Yeah, he goes into the bathroom.
He goes into the bathroom and there's no floor.
Yeah, there's no floor.
And he falls through the floor.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah, I just like this part because, it just, so, obviously, the big two characters at the time
were... The two big cartoons.
Yeah, are Mickey Mouse and, Bugs Bunny. And when he's falling... Because I feel like Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny, they're not, like, similar characters at all.
Not really.
Because Mickey Mouse, he's not like...
He's not a trickster.
And he's not really that slapsticky. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, I feel like that's more like Donald and Goofy versus Mickey.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, and it kind of, it's like reflected here. Like, I feel like Mickey kind of wants to genuinely help him. And then Bugs is kind of like... He has the backup, the spare. But it's a tire.
Spare.
You know what I mean? But, like, I feel like this... just this, like, because I feel like I'm not articulating this.
No, you are. You're fine. Yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't have worked if it was like Mickey to give him the tire.
That was,
you know what I mean?
I was listening to that too. That was in the facts video where they were like, "Oh, we did our best to like characterize them." Right?
Yeah.
They did a good, like you're saying, they did a good job in that part because Mickey's kind of like, there is an element to Mickey, like at least like the older Mickey, where he was a bit of a prankster. He was a bit of
like the black and white Mickey.
Yeah, black and white Mickey.
But like the Mickey in this, not so much.
Mickey,
like that style of Mickey, not really.
It's interesting too because they've kind of fallen back into that recently with like the current Mickey Mouse shorts, which I'm actually kind of a fan of.
I haven't even watched any of them. I think I've seen like one or two of them.
I wouldn't say like they're like.
I don't like the style of animation.
I wouldn't recommend you specifically go look at them, but if you like classic cartoons and shit like that, I would recommend them. I think they're fun. And he's a bit more like mischievous, and a bit more silly, because Mickey Mouse became like when we were growing up, Mickey Mouse became like.
He's very wholesome.
He was just like a fucking like he was just like the dad from Full House.
Yeah.
He was like nothing.
Yeah, kind of.
He was just like, I want to buy you a bracelet, Minnie. Like, but this kind of brings it back to when he had some personality, and like I said, he kind of has some personality again now. But I like that because he wasn't too far gone. Like he wasn't like Bugs, where Bugs wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
But Bugs is awesome, so he can do that. But also, there's an aspect of I don't know if humans can die there.
I was wondering that myself. When he was falling, I was like, is he going to die? I don't know.
Think humans can die there, but I think you're not really meant to think about the stakes that much.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I kind of let the stakes slide. But there's one part where they're being chased by, like, the rats, the weasels.
Yeah.
With the gun. And I realized that I was like, when I was a kid, I was, like, scared during this part. But it's like, Roger can't die from that.
From the bullets, yeah.
Yeah, he can't. Well, so I guess you're supposed to be scared for Bob Hoskins' character, but...
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but that's interesting.
Or just them capturing...
Or just being captured and Roger could get dipped and...
Get dipped.
He could get dipped.
Yeah. But anyways, just last thing I want to say about that scene, though, really quick. It's like you're never going to get a chance to... Well, you don't get the chance very often at all to see Mickey and Bugs at the same time. So I like when they had the opportunity to do it, they put them in, like, a situation where you could, like, kind of have the traits of both characters, like, shine very distinctly.
I thought it was clever.
You know what I mean?
It's very clever. I completely agree with you.
Because it wasn't lazy. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It would have been easy just to have them be like, hey, I'm Mickey, I'm Bugs. Isn't it goofy we're standing next to each other? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like, if it was a worse scene, you would be like, oh, it's, like, so convenient that they're just there. Like,
yeah,
But the way that they're both there to react.
Yeah,
and they both react in a somewhat similar but different way.
Yeah,
yeah. Because obviously, like you said, Mickey suggests like, "Oh, you should help him," and then Bugs is like, "Oh
yeah."
I fucking love Bugs Bunny. I love that part.
And also, it makes me think too, about what you kind of said about humor in the Spider-Man episodes. I feel like it's similar in this movie where it takes its subject matter seriously, and it's funny just in like. Kind of like the ridiculousness of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not funny because it's like, haha, look at us, we're Mickey and Bugs, we're standing next to each other. Isn't that wild? Isn't this stupid? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like Bugs is like I'm the real cartoon man.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, or some stupid bullshit like that.
So you get what I'm getting at, right?
Definitely. And I really like how Daffy, like, there's also a similar scene with Daffy and Donald.
Yeah.
And I like, in both scenes, I like how they're portrayed... Mickey and Bugs seem way more friendly, obviously. But they seem like coworkers, like they get along, they seem like friendly. I really like that.
Yeah.
As a kid especially, I fucking loved that.
That was a good scene.
And the part with Daffy and Donald, I kind of want to talk about that scene a little bit more. Because we talked about it already a little bit. But it's the club scene, the first little club scene, what is it called? The Ink and Color Club? Ink and Paint Club? Is that what it's called? Ink and Paint Club, I think.
Invisible ink comes back.
Oh! That's screenwriting.
It comes back.
That's screenwriting for you.
Yeah.
That's some Robert Zemeckis shit.
Thank you, Robert Zemeckis.
To have like hard payoffs, you know?
Yeah,
But that scene, I want to talk about Donald and Daffy a little bit because I really like that part. And they're kind of similar to Mickey and Bugs. They're kind of it feels natural. It feels natural. They're not Like, they're fighting in a way that Coyote and Roadrunner would fight, or, like, any cartoon characters. Like, there's no, like, bias, even though it's a Disney movie. Mm-hmm. So props to Disney for that. Right?
Wait, was it Disney, like, even when it came out?
It is
Was
Disney.
there a Disney? Okay. Because I know it's on Disney Plus now, but I didn't know if it was, like, something they acquired.
The rights to Roger Rabbit specifically were up in the air for a long time, but it is technically a Disney movie.
Okay.
It's, like, what was Disney's first, like, other distribution company? Do you remember?
I'm not sure.
They made a distribution company for more adult movies, and this was one of their first for that distributor.
Star and Disney Plus.
That's not it. That's definitely not it. But
that was a joke.
But yeah, it was like Lionsgate or something. I don't know.
Lionsgate.
It's not Lionsgate. It's something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if Disney owns them now.
They probably do. No, but my point is, yeah, like this was one of their first like, and this is a pretty like strong PG.
Yeah.
Pretty strong.
Yeah.
But I like that scene a lot because they seem like contemporaries.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of bias. And I heard... Here's another fun fact.
Okay, cool.
Relating to the whole Bugs, Mickey, Donald, Daffy
mm-hmm.
thing. They Warner Brothers agreed to this, first of all, because of Steven Spielberg's pull. Because mm-hmm. Steven Spielberg was like, yeah, I'm producing this. Like, can we... You know what I'm saying? Can we get, your characters?
Yeah.
And then Warner Brothers was like, all right, but... We want Bugs and Daffy exact same amount of screen time as Mickey and Donald.
Oh, so they put them in the scene together.
So they like to make that work. Yeah. They're like, well, it's just easier if they... Well, I think maybe the idea was always to have them interact because, like, why wouldn't you want to do that? Mm-hmm. But it worked perfectly. They fucking nailed it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do like that scene where they're playing the piano.
And there's another interesting thing about that. This isn't a fun fact or anything, mm-hmm. but I was thinking about this recently. I learned that like. Big corporations, like they'll say, let's say like they have like 50 higher ups at like I don't know, some large company like T-Mobile or something, and like they're 50 highest executives and they have a party, and then they pay for fucking like Katy Perry to come and do a show like for 50 people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's like in real life, like that happens.
Yeah.
So it's that scene kind of reminded me of that because there's like a lot of like wealthy, like old
in the club,
like, white guys in the club, and like you meet one, it's like, oh, that's like the like president of Acme and shit.
Yeah,
and like they're all implied to be like higher ups.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting to me because when I was a little kid, I was like, oh, why are Daffy and Donald just like performing for these random people? But there kind of is a reason. Like those are all like the most wealthy people.
Yeah.
In the world or whatever.
Isn't that because at first you remember, like, the gorilla bodyguard?
Yeah.
He didn't want to let Bob Hoskins in.
Yeah.
Until he found out, was it because Maroon, like...
I think Maroon let him in.
Yeah, it's something like that, whatever the reason was. But yeah, so it's like, not just anybody can walk in there.
Yeah, it wasn't some random bar.
Yeah.
And plus it was kind of messed up because it was like a segregated.
Mm-hmm.
It's like only the Toons are servants here.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's something you see kind of earlier in the movie, too, with Maroon. He's like, they'll work for peanuts. You remember? Yeah. I mean, it's funny, Dumbo, he's an elephant, but, it was like...
There's an implication.
Yeah,
Like there's like something implied there, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's, in the book, I learned,
mm-hmm.
Evan, that's like a much more, that's a more touched on thing in the book.
Yeah. Because it's definitely there in this, but it's not like...
It's like
heavy-handed or anything.
Super subtle, like subtext.
Yeah,
like,
kind of. Well, yes and no, because the ending is kind of like, us reclaiming our shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Instead of it being like run by all the rich people, like you're saying, it's like, oh, now we own Toontown. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that is a part of it, I guess.
Yeah, like they stop the plot to profit off Toontown.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah,
and in that way, it's like I kind of wish Christopher Lloyd was a human. Yeah, I'm like, why make him a Toon?
Outside of the club, there's no express analogy or metaphor. Mm-hmm. So I can kind of forgive it, but it is a little inconsistent.
Yeah, because then it's like, oh, you should have made him.
Probably should have been human.
Yeah,
but then the final act is not as fun.
That is true. Yeah, he doesn't have the big red eyes.
And he's what do they call him? An Uncle Tom?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I was gonna say, but I feel like maybe that was a part of it too. That's another thing they don't really like directly say, but he probably wanted to be a human. I'm guessing. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's interesting too, because that's in the book, like a very overt thing in the book. Like Jessica Rabbit specifically, like, she goes out of her way, because you know how I mentioned, like, whenever the Toons talk in the book, like, they have a physical word balloon come out that says what they're saying out on the... She's, like, one of the only characters in the book that represses that, because she wants to come off as human.
Okay.
And there's other ways where Toons want to come off as more as human, like, I guess some of them, like, opt into wearing clothes and, like, different things like that. Like, they want to be perceived as human. It's, like, a very specific, like, they're a lower class in the book. It's a very, like, subtle background thing in the movie.
Yeah. Cause I feel like, because it's not a kid's movie, but it's kind of like... I feel like they wouldn't want to make that, like, super heavy end. And also the fact that it's Disney. I mean, they weren't as evil back then as they are now, but still, it's there nonetheless. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a lot you get away with in this that Disney wouldn't usually let you get away with.
Probably. Yeah.
Like I said, like, the kids... I actually really like the scene where Bob Hoskins, like, shows the check to the trolley guy, and he's like, I'm not a fucking bank. And so, like, Bob Hoskins just, like, hops on the back with the kids.
Yeah.
And, like, when he gets home later, he's like, kids, thanks for the cigarettes. And he's like, anytime.
Oh, speaking of the bank thing, also, I thought it was funny how they're like, $100. Like, because it was, like, way more money back in 1940.
Yeah, that was, like, I don't know, thousands of dollars.
I'm not an inflation expert, but yeah, that's funny. It's like $100.
$100.
Yeah. Little fun. And, you know, it's like, it's worth even less now than when this movie came out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's like the joke is kind of funnier.
Kind of plays even better.
Because, like, $100 is not shit, obviously. But yeah, funny.
But, Evan, can I get into another fun fact? Another one.
Oh, yeah.
I have more.
All right, tell me.
Okay. There were cut characters from the movie.
Such as?
This is interesting, right?
Such as?
So Popeye was cut. That's not the interesting one.
No, I'm gonna say I feel like I don't think he would have worked.
I think he would have worked.
Maybe.
He would have been one of the very few humanoid ones. Yeah. But I think he would have worked. Yeah. Who else?
Baloo? No. Not Baloo.
No,
not Baloo. What's the name of the other dude from Popeye? I was joking anyways.
Bluto.
Bluto.
No,
yeah, Bluto.
So remember how I told you there was a cut scene?
Baloo's the fucking bear.
They cut a funeral for Acme. Or for... I think it was for Acme. Yeah, they cut a funeral for him. Bluto was going to be one of the...
Carrying the...
Yeah, one of the people carrying the coffin. And then they were going to have Foghorn Leghorn doing, like, the service. Like, the sermon.
Oh, that would have been funny.
That would have been... That's good. I wish that scene wasn't cut. That would have been really funny. But, Evan, so this is an interesting one as well.
Oh, okay.
If you don't mind me saying.
Go ahead.
Superman was cut.
Oh.
The negotiations for Superman were cut. What's the word? They fell through.
I'm glad he wasn't in it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because he would have been the single one that was like.
Yeah.
It would have been the closest thing they had to like, Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
Even if it was, because there was a 1930s like the Fleischer Superman, so he is a very classic cartoon, similar to these other characters, but just like the modern perception of superheroes.
Yeah.
It would have been like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't fit with that, like, Felix the Cat, like, bullshit.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was interesting.
Anybody else?
Mighty Mouse, I think.
Mighty Mouse?
You don't know Mighty
Mouse? That would have been cool. No, I know Mighty Mouse. I'm like, oh, that would have been cool, I guess.
Another fun fact.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The penguins from Mary Poppins. They were the servers in the bar.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins didn't come out until 2 years after this movie was set.
Oh. Robert Zemeckis, hold this L.
Hold this L, brother. No, but there was a good point in the video I was watching where it was like, well, since cartoon characters are like real people in this, like they were just like not discovered yet.
I was gonna say that, and also, I don't know how long Mary Poppins took to be in a production, but it was probably already in the conceptual phase at the very least.
Yeah.
By 2 years
negotiations or something.
Yeah. And for all we know, they might have already been filming at that point. I don't know what the turnover was like back then.
Either way, the point that like, if there's a cartoon character in this that predates their actual appearance, it's like they were already alive before they were in the cartoon.
So I don't think it's bad.
People. Yeah, no.
Because I feel like within this world, you can actually justify it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. Roger Rabbit epic.
Evan,
who's your favorite OC?
My favorite OC, Bob Hoskins.
He's cool. He's definitely cool. I love Bob Hoskins in this movie. Is he, Evan, do you want to know another fun fact?
Yeah.
Okay, get ready for this, right?
I'm ready.
This movie was heavily inspired by Chinatown.
I was thinking about that when I was watching.
That's not the whole fact, though.
Oh, okay.
I got more, right?
Okay.
The proposed sequel to Chinatown was going to have... It was going to have a land... What is it called? When people buy land?
I don't know. Buying land?
No. It's like landscaping, land, something.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I really don't know.
The point, real estate. There was going to be a real estate scam.
Okay.
In the sequel to Chinatown.
Okay.
And it was going to be similar to this movie. And, Evan, they used the name of the company in this movie from Chinatown 2.
Oh,
it was like
Clover
Lucky,
or whatever.
Lucky Silver Shamrock is from Halloween 3. I think that's what you're thinking of.
No, in this movie, isn't it Clover or something?
I thought you said Silver.
Oh, no. I said Clover.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like Clover or something or other.
Halloween 3, what, the one that makes the masks?
Yeah. But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, they directly reference, like, the non-existent Chinatown sequel.
Yeah.
Directed by the least problematic man in Hollywood.
Oh, definitely.
Chinatown.
Right behind Larry Clark.
Yeah, they're neck and neck for the most normal men in Hollywood.
And also, it's set in like, I don't know, like Hollywood, like that area of California, like Chinatown is. You know what I mean? It's like
in the same time period, right?
Yeah. Well, when did Chinatown take place? I'm not 100% sure.
I think it's the 40s.
I'm not 100% sure, but probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's more in like the West Coast noir type thing, because like noirs are usually either set in California or New York. So yeah, there you go.
Shitty.
There you go. Yeah.
Epic.
Yeah, epic.
So Baby Herman.
And it's funny. I remember if you don't know, I did take a noir class in college. I don't really remember too much about it because it was happening like my last semester and when COVID was happening, so I kind of checked out halfway through the semester. If that makes sense, like I wasn't like fully in. But I remember like because the freeway is like a plot point in this movie, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but like there's a thing about California noirs, how the freeway is always like an aspect of it. I don't remember like really like what the deeper meaning of that was.
No, it's because in California in the 40s and 50s, that was like the biggest scam. Was like to fuck people out of their real estate and build a highway. Well,
yeah. So no, but my point was that's definitely a thing. But I don't mean like in a historical sense. There was like a
thematic meaning.
Yeah, and that I can't really remember. But what you're saying is is it correct? But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I'm like, oh, that's interesting because that's literally like a plot point. The freeway.
It's like true to the noir genre in that way as well. Yeah. Do you like that he's a drunk? And then he pours out the bottle.
Yeah, I was gonna say we haven't like talked about we've talked about him, but not like very directly.
We've just been talking about like Warner Brothers.
And
shit like
that. I did like that.
I love that part. Yeah. That was always one of my favorite parts as a kid. Like when he like takes out the cartoon bullets.
Yeah, that was.
And pours out his drink, and it was cool too because I've had kind of a moment like that recently, where not with the gun. But with the, he like goes to take a sip of the drink and he's like, oh shit, what am I doing? And he just pours it out.
Yeah.
I had a day recently where like I drank way too much and I smoked way too much. And you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
And so the day after that, I was like, you know what? I'm not drinking or smoking today at all. And every time I would have a twinge, that would be like, oh, I'll go outside and smoke. And then I'd be like, no. So it kind of felt like that. It's like there's like a reflex.
Yeah.
And that kind of like they played that in that scene like that way where he wasn't even thinking about taking a drink. He was just reflexively going to take a drink and he was like, oh shit, like I don't need this. Like and he pours it out.
Yeah.
So it was like a very real type of moment. It's good.
And that's part of his character change.
It is
him becoming less of a cynic, I guess.
Because
it's like I guess like the alcohol is kind of a tangible way to kind of show his what his like. His mental state, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like you understand what I'm getting at.
Well, yeah, because alcohol is like... A lot of times, alcoholism in movies is shorthand for, like, I'm depressed.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something like that.
Yeah. And then, so, he kind of gets rid of the cynicism once he starts working with Roger, whatever. And so by that point, it's like, oh yeah, fuck the alcohol.
Yeah.
And that's when he becomes not a nicer guy, but a funnier guy, you might say. He becomes a funnier guy.
Very relatable.
Yeah.
He's just like me. But yeah, that's great. I love Bob Hoskins' character in this movie.
He's awesome.
I really liked the part. I thought the part was clever where it was the bit at the beginning of the movie. So he gets hired to take the pictures of Jessica and Acme. And he takes the pictures, and then he develops them. They do the whole thing. He gives the pictures, and then there's some leftover pictures developing in his apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Then he takes the pictures, he flips through them, and there's a couple of Jessica and Acme, but most of them are like they mentioned earlier. There's undeveloped pictures from their trip, and so he flips through and he sees him and his girlfriend. He smiles, and then he sees his brother.
Yeah.
And then he gets sad, and then he starts drinking. That part is really good.
Yeah, it was a good scene.
That part's really good. It's and he doesn't talk.
No, he doesn't.
There's no talking.
Yeah.
It's just visual. It's good.
Like Back to the Future, Robert Zemeckis. We talked about visual filmmaking in that episode, pretty heavy. So
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, fucking Robert Zemeckis.
Thank you.
Sometimes hits.
He does. Forrest Gump episode coming soon.
Tune in to Welcome to Morrowind next week.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're doing Welcome to Morrowind. Or The Witches. I heard that was really bad.
The Witches?
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
He did like an adaptation of Roald Dahl's Witches or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard.
Roald Dahl.
Yeah, you know Roald Dahl?
I've heard
Charlie
of
and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
He did The Witches.
Deal with me on.
And apparently it was really bad. It's funny, Steven Spielberg did BFG, and apparently that was not good either. I never saw it. Did you?
Fuck no.
Yeah, I heard that was bad.
Hell no. I did not see that.
Yeah. I am looking forward to a Roald Dahl adaptation until next year when we see
Timmy
and Wonka.
Timmy and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Very excited.
Yeah.
I am excited for that movie, genuinely. I am.
Wait, so who's doing that?
The director of Paddington.
No, well, not the director. That's good, though.
Mm. I never saw Paddington. I hear people say it's amazing, though. I gotta watch both of them.
I haven't seen Paddington. It's weird because this is so off topic, but...
No, he's a cartoon.
But
he's a cartoon.
He's a cartoon. He'll be in Chippendale, too.
Yeah.
But...
I'm surprised Paddington's not in Chippendale. Deadass.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because Chippendale is like a meme.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Paddington
Is a meme because... And that was in the Nick Cage movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Too, it was so good.
Do you remember? Did I tell you about that?
Yeah, no. You didn't tell me about it. I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah, so Paddington 2, like specifically the second one, was like people were like, "This is the best movie ever made." Yeah. And I happened to see that with that, our lovely family friend Jenny. Mm-hmm. Me and my grandmother and my mother, we took her to see Paddington 2, and I was like, Paddington like sucks, but I guess I'll go. And I cried.
You enjoyed it, right?
I cried.
I hear they're both really good. I don't know why I haven't seen them yet, but I'll get
really
to it.
Good.
I'll watch them before Wonka for sure.
I haven't seen the first one, but the second one is good with the sauce.
And you could watch it fine without watching the first one.
Yeah,
there's no problem.
I cried.
There you go. Yeah.
I cried. I thought it was good, man. But yeah, so what were we talking about? Paddington and
Roald Dahl.
Let's roll it back. Roald
Awesome.
Dahl.
Robert Zemeckis. We were talking about Robert Zemeckis because I said, he did The Witches, Roald Dahl. But we were talking about his visual filmmaking.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Well, I did want to mention if that movie isn't Warner Brothers, right? It's Paramount.
What, Wonka?
Wonka.
No, it's Warner Bros.
Shit.
Yeah.
Because there's the whole.
They like Timmy right now.
They do.
Yeah.
You can't blame them.
Yeah.
You can't blame them.
I feel like they've been doing that a lot lately. Like in a lot of their blockbusters, Warner Bros. They've been casting like a lot of the same people.
They like
because like in Dune, it's like Jason Momoa, Timmy.
They like their regulars.
Yeah.
They like that. Uh-huh. I guess Disney does too, but
if it works, it works.
But at least Warner Brothers has good stuff.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers is awesome.
Yeah. For sure.
Right?
They are. No, I love Warner Brothers.
Thank
HBO Max.
Thank you.
HBO Max a lot. Love HBO Max.
That movie's so nice.
Yeah. I'm not gonna talk shit on Warner Brothers. Fucking Dune was like my favorite movie of 2020.
See?
Yeah. It's my favorite movie I had seen, like best movie I had seen, like new movie in a few years. Cause like I liked it more than Parasite, personally. I know most people will not agree with that, but Dune was amazing.
Yeah, I like Parasite more, but neither of them like really struck a chord with me. I like they're both good.
Oh, I thought you loved Parasite. Maybe I'm wrong. I remember when you saw it, you were like, "Oh, this is amazing."
No, I mean, it's really good, but neither of them like. You remember when I saw Last Night in Soho? And
yeah.
Shit, like,
this is awesome.
Neither of them really hit me that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Evan, you want to talk about big titty Jessica Rabbit?
Yeah.
She has giant titties.
She does.
Remember
They make some jokes about it.
Do you want to know another? Well, first of all, I did want to mention she's a good like reversal of the femme fatale trope.
Yeah, yeah, that is... There you go. Yeah,
they,
the Nora thing.
They bait you into thinking that she's evil.
Yeah,
and she's not. And she's just like a loving wife.
She she reminds me a bit of... I don't know if she was based off her... like Rita Hayworth and like Gilda. And that's a noir.
In what?
In Jessica Rabbit.
In what? Like, it's called Gilda? What is it called?
Yeah, the movie is Gilda.
Oh, okay.
Like Rita Hayworth played Gilda.
Okay.
And it's like she has a scene kind of like where she wears like a similar dress to that. And she's like singing. So it's like...
What year was that, do you know?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. I'm guessing the 40s probably.
40s?
Yeah, 30s, 40s.
Because I know the one thing...
Is it Rita Hayworth? I think so. Do you mind if I look it up?
No, go ahead and look it up. Because I was going to mention... The one thing I know that Jessica Rabbit is based on is there's an old Tex Avery cartoon.
Yeah, Rita Hayworth, Gilda.
Wait, so what year?
Please ignore the Japanese.
That is cringe.
No,
Evan.
no.
That
listen,
is cringe.
It's not. It's because my VPN. That's why.
Oh, that is Evan. That is not. You're lying.
It's my VPN. Look.
Evan's learning Japanese.
No, I'm not. It's my VPN.
This dude has Mulholland Drive VPN.
Mulholland Drive. No, I have the VPN that Andy recommended to me.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to them. Mulvad.
Mulholland Drive VPN.
Sponsor us, please. But yeah. Rita Hayworth and Gilda.
So can you see the year of the movie?
I can, yeah. No, I didn't even know it affected my Google until like right before we started the episode.
Oh.
Because I just recently got it.
No, I was just messing with you.
1946. There you go.
Hey, 1946. I'm in the first grade.
Yeah.
I'm trying to... Okay. No, but that's just... It's interesting because the only thing I had heard about the inspiration for Jessica Rabbit was a Tex Avery cartoon. It's called, like, what's it called? Red Hot Riding Hood, I think it might be called. And, like, Red Riding Hood is hot in it.
I have not heard or seen of it.
Oh, yeah, it's...
Seen of it.
Well, there's, like, I think it's the same cartoon. I think. Mm-hmm. There's a scene where the big bad wolf is, like, in a suit, like, at a table. Mm-hmm. And then he, like, a hot girl walks by and he has, like, big, huge eyes and his, like, tongue rolls out. And it's, like, really famous.
Yeah.
I think it was, like, the first time that happened where, like, a character, like...
Their eyes fucking...
The eyes pop out of their head and they're, like... Not the first time that happens, but, like, the sexy reaction.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
And then, like, the tongue rolls out.
Yeah. Like, the name of, like... What does he do that? Like, the skunk from Looney Tunes, what's his name?
I don't know that he does that.
Does he do it? I don't
Pepe
know.
Le Pew, but you get the idea.
He's horny, isn't he?
The point is, he is horny. But I was wondering if that movie predates that. Maybe that cartoon was based on her. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
These are out of our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
We're talking 80 years ago for this shit. So.
But it's good.
But no, it's interesting.
There you go.
It's very cool. Very interesting, very cool. But I do know that she was based off a Tex Avery female character.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't have any hard confirmation of that or anything. I just thought about it, like, when you mentioned the femme fatale thing. And not that in Gilda, she's not really a femme fatale, but it's like
she has
noir.
That look,
yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Interesting. Very well could be.
Yeah, so.
Very well could be. But another interesting fact, okay? Are you ready for another one?
I am.
Are you?
I am.
Seriously?
Yes.
Okay. Her tits bounce backwards.
Huh.
Because they wanted to avoid an uncanny valley kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So they did different things to avoid making her look too human. So they made, like, her nose is, like, super
it's
subdued
like,
and small.
Uh-huh.
They made her, like, waistline, like, a pencil. And they made her tits...
Well, obviously, like, her whole body's, like...
fake.
But I'm gonna say it's, like, so to be, like, extreme, like... Oh my god, this is, like, the perfect woman's body. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Of a perfect figure.
Yeah, so, like you said, the waistline,
yeah.
So it's, like... insanely unrealistic.
Yeah, they went out of there because they didn't want to make it look like rotoscoped.
Yeah,
you know, rotoscoping.
Yeah, of course I know. We talked about that.
Have we?
We have.
Oh yeah.
Civil War.
Oh right, okay. And also Smiling Friends.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember that,
Friends.
but we discussed that. There's a cool reference for those of you at home.
Where's the Smiling Friends characters in this movie?
Yeah, I was wondering that as well because. they're more classic than any fucking character in this movie.
I agree.
But I guess the furthest they went to make her not look as uncanny is to make her tits not have normal physics. So that's cool.
Thank you, Robert Zemeckis.
Thank you, Robert Zemeckis. Very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Very cool. Roger Rabbit.
You got any more fun facts about the movie?
I have 100 fucking fun facts.
What else you got?
Okay, you ready for another one?
Yeah.
Roger Rabbit has 1930s Mickey Mouse gloves.
He does.
They're yellow.
Yeah, the yellow gloves.
He has Droopy Dog's hair.
Oh.
The orange hair.
Yeah.
And he has the face shape of Bugs Bunny.
There you go.
And he has, deliberately, for a sense of Americana, he has red, white, and blue incorporated into his costume.
And he has red overalls like Bob Hoskins in the Mario Bros. Movie.
And that was intentional. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so there's all your facts.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about Roger Rabbit, Dylan?
Baby, what's his name?
Baby Herman.
Baby Herman funny.
He is funny.
I like when he said, "I dropped my stogie."
Yeah.
Wah! Do you like that?
And that's the last time you ever see him.
Yeah, it is.
I like that he was like, he's like, "Oh, Roger's my friend."
He sticks up for Roger.
Yeah,
he's like, that rabbit is a close friend of
mine.
Yeah. I'm telling you, he would not do.
Because at the beginning of the movie, you kind of think like, "Oh, he hates him."
But it was,
you know
just,
what I mean?
It was just like a star like throwing a
set.
But it's like
But that's like what you would think. Like just seeing that, it's like, oh, he's this annoying fucking rabbit. You know what I mean?
They're actually friends.
Yeah.
And he's worried about him.
Yeah, he is.
It characterizes him.
Yeah, it does.
It's great.
Even though you never see him again.
Great degree of
character. But it ends with you letting know he's a good guy. Yeah, he does.
Remember that?
Yeah. He says that he had the lust of a 50-year-old and the dingus of a 3-year-old. That's what he says. So.
What a great film.
Yeah.
And I really like the part too where like they reveal that Baby Herman is like waiting for Bob Hoskins like in front of his office.
Yeah.
And like the lady just lights a lighter and just like bends into the stroller. And he's like, "What the hell what are you doing?" But she's like lighting the cigar for Baby Herman. That's great. That's great.
It went great.
I like the cab.
Oh yeah, I do like the cab too.
We haven't really spoken. How long have we gone?
An hour and 20.
Almost an hour and a half. The physical stuff is great.
What do you mean?
There's like physical feedback on the 2D characters, on the 3D, on the real world, on the
environment. Yeah.
Like when Roger's jumping on the bed, they have like a mechanism to bounce the bed while Roger's doing that. They made an electronic arm, a tiny electronic like hydraulic arm for Baby Herman, so that they can move around and pose the cigar and then animate on top of the robot. Mm-hmm. Epic, right?
Epic.
So that's cool.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
The villain and his disguise is also very similar to the villain and their disguise in that other movie from our secret episode.
See, that's as well.
And they both have like crazy eyes, don't they?
That's similar.
Yeah.
That is true.
I just thought about that just now.
That's true.
Yeah. There you go.
God, that movie does. It's not as good as I once thought. Maybe we'll have to put that out sometime.
Yeah, we will. We will one day.
It's not too bad of an episode.
Comment if you think you know what it is. Comment.
Yeah, try and guess.
Try and guess if you think you know.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
What else? Sorry, I don't want to leave too much on because I feel like I mostly just have been saying fun facts.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been talking about that much. We did talk about Jessica, the like reversal of the thing, the reversal of the femme fatale trope. And obviously Bob Hoskins, we kind of got into his character. Mm-hmm. Obviously, noirs are usually cynical, right?
Yeah,
They're famous for that. Mm-hmm. I don't watch many noirs, but I know that. This movie's not cynical, but like we said, that's kind of like
the character development.
That's kind of
for him, yeah, and also the point.
That's kind of the point. Like they're using the noir trope to subvert it.
Yeah,
which is why also Jessica works so well because she kind of is like a microcosm of that.
Yeah,
of like the whole movie. It's like, oh, this is noir trope, but we're going back on.
Yeah,
it. Yeah. So that's good. That's interesting, and obviously, like the noir lead usually doesn't stop drinking and become nice.
But he didn't.
But he did. And I really appreciate Roger. Like I said, I don't love his design that much, but I do really appreciate like the way they were able to make the OC and kind of make it organic.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. He's a good stand-in for Mickey and Bugs and any cartoon you might want to think about. What else, Evan? Is there anything else? The funny weasels.
The weasels, I like them.
The funny weasels.
And they were dressed like the newer like gangster hitmen.
Gangster Squad movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked when he was like, I can't remember, Christopher Lloyd. I forgot Christopher Lloyd's name for a second. When he's like, I'm gonna kill you like your hyena cousins or whatever.
Yeah. Do you think that was a reference or some kind?
Well, I was wondering that myself.
Lion King.
Yeah, I was like, this is before Lion King. But I'm like, what cartoon has laughing hyenas? I don't know.
Maybe it's just what's the word? Demonstrating how much he hates laughing. Because
hyenas laugh. Yeah. But yeah, I was actually in that moment. I was like, yeah, this was before Lion King.
Yeah. Oh well, so I do want to mention the ending of the movie did terrify me as a child. That's kind of a famous thing about this movie. Well, no, it's just like at the end. Well, I guess yeah, but it's weird. It feels like there's like a it's like this weird cartoon, like evil cartoon, like bleeding through this real person. You know what I mean? Like it feels like he's possessed.
Yeah,
it feels like that's a possessed man.
No, it's a mask, Dylan.
It's a mask. We all wear masks. No, but I think, like we said, they do a great job foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
And one element that also foreshadows that, Evan.
Dylan.
They do that joke in the movie.
Yeah, you want it? No, you want it. You don't want it. I do.
I want it. Yeah. When I say I want something, I want it. That's great.
That was a good moment.
That's fantastic. I love that part.
Maybe, okay, tell me if this is a reach also.
Oh, go ahead.
I was thinking in that moment too, I was like, oh, this is just like kind of like cartoon world logic, but he turns out to be a cartoon. The fact that when Bob Hawkins is like, no, he's got to have the drink, like, don't kill him yet, let him have what he wants. And he's just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. I was like, who would just like simply believe that? But I was like, it's a cartoon. But I'm like, yeah, it's a cartoon. So there
a cartoon villain would believe that.
Yeah,
so. Right? Great.
So I don't know.
I also love the logic of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's one line that this kind of like, I haven't thought about this line specifically, but I think it informed some of like my sensibilities when it comes to enjoying stories or whatever. So Roger is handcuffed to Eddie because Roger handcuffs him to himself, and it gets him into a crazy hijink scenario, and they have to go through all this trouble to hide Roger while he's handcuffed, and then they get away, and then they're handcuffs, and then he's cutting off the handcuffs with the saw, and then he's like haphazardly doing it like really rough, like shaking the table, and then Roger's like, oh, I got that, and he slips out of the handcuffs without thinking about it, and like holds the table down, and he's like, oh, was that better? And he's like, oh yeah, thank you, and he's like, wait a minute. That part is, and then, well, he freaks out, and he's like, you could have done that the whole time.
Yeah.
And he's like, only when it was funny.
Yeah.
That's genius.
I was going to say, I actually like that a lot, too.
That's genius.
I was like, oh, it makes sense. It's the cartoon logic, yeah.
Yeah, they live in their own little cartoon world. Like,
I thought that was really good, too.
I only could do it if it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Genius. Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Rest in peace, brother.
Rip to that unnamed actor.
Luigi. It was John Leguizamo.
Rip to John Leguizamo.
Yeah, John Leguizamo, Luigi. We will be doing the Mario movie, right? Before the new Mario movie, right?
Of course.
I remember you mentioned you wanted to do that. I don't know if you were serious or not.
Get ready for Mario Month.
Are we going to do it?
On my Nintendo 3DS.
Will we do it?
No.
We'll
do the movie.
Oh, that's what I mean, yeah.
I was joking about Mario Month, though.
Oh, but we'll do Mario Bros. Movie.
Sure.
Before the new one.
Sure.
Bet.
Yeah. I actually have seen it.
I have not seen that
either.
That? Yeah, I haven't seen it.
No, I have.
No, I know you have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've told me. I have not seen it.
I thought you said I haven't either, as in you. Okay. No, but I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it in, I think I told you this before.
On YouTube, right?
I watched it in 140p on YouTube when I was like...
This is awesome.
10. And when I was a kid, I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. This is dope.
It has a bit of a cult following now. So
it's cool. Yeah. Like, I'm not joking. I don't think I'll hate it.
I mean, the fact that Dennis Hopper is fucking Bowser, that's funny. Or King Koopa.
King Koopa?
Yeah.
Excuse
King Koopa,
you.
yeah.
And there's a hyper-realistic dinosaur. As
the Koopa. Not the Goombas, the Koopas.
They're weird.
Yeah, that's scary.
Sure. Yeah, they're weird.
I'm excited to watch it.
It's going to be epic.
Yeah.
When does Mario come out?
It got pushed. It was supposed to come out in December. Now coming out in summer.
2023?
Yeah, coming out summer.
Fuck Christ. Yeah. I can't wait.
Illumination, they're too busy working on Despicable Me 3. So it's like
Despicable Me 4.
Yeah, 4.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, so there you go.
But,
or is it? No, there are already 3 Despicable Me's, right? I
think it's called Minions: The Rise of Gru, right?
But I'm saying, not counting that.
Oh!
Are there 3 Despicable
There are 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Despicable Me 4. Can't wait.
Yeah, Despicable Me 4.
Can't wait. Number 1, can't wait.
I think I heard they were going to make it.
Yeah, I said I can't wait. Yeah. What else, Roger Rabbit, do you need to know?
What else, Roger Rabbit, do you need to know? The taxi's cool.
The taxi is cool.
Yeah, I like him.
In the book?
Will he never be able to drive again?
He drives at the end. Remember?
Oh, okay. His wheels ran over the dip. So
no, there must be a way to like heal them.
Yeah, you just draw it back.
No, because at the end he pulls up. Do you remember?
He did
with all the cartoons, and he pulls up and he's like, "What the fuck happened here?" Like he's like the first one to say something after the climax, and he's like, "What the fuck happened here?"
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure.
Why did he kill the fucking shoe?
Be evil, because he's evil.
I was like,
to demonstrate the dip.
That was the only reason. He's like, yeah, this shoe is gonna die.
Yeah.
I thought there was a reason for it.
You know what's really fucked up,
I was like, did I miss something?
It's like the shoe...
It's screaming.
Like the cartoon shoe is like an animal, right? It's like a cat. Yeah. Like it comes and snuggles up next to him.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, and then like he's like, "I'll teach you something about tunes. They need to learn rules and logic," and then he just kills it.
That part is fucked up.
So I think it's just like a kick the dog,
goddamn,
kick the cat moment. Up. You know what I mean?
That's fucked up.
Yeah, that part's fucked. That part's fucked.
It was.
Do you want to know a fun fact?
Yeah.
This one is about Roger Rabbit, but it's also about Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers.
Okay.
Because the villain in Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers opens his little coat pocket, and he has various weapons, and in there is a bottle of dip.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Good movie.
Shitty fucking movie. Terrible fucking movie.
Good movie.
And also, if you know what that is, and you're watching Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers...
Why aren't you watching Roger Rabbit?
Well, first of all, why don't you just watch Roger Rabbit? Because it's a much better version of that movie. But while I was watching Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, I was like, use the dip.
Yeah.
That's your only hope.
Who's the villain?
I don't fucking remember.
Oh.
I actually don't remember.
Is he a cartoon?
One of the villains is J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons is in it?
He voices a cop. Oh. That's like a claymation character.
Oh, shit.
And there's another villain. Oh, Peter Pan.
He's like fat, right?
Fat Peter Pan is the villain. Yeah. Terrible movie. Awful.
Yeah, I won't be watching.
Number 1, watch Roger Rabbit. Robert Rabbit. Just watch Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Great film.
Great film.
Evan, what do you rate Roger Rabbit?
I will give it a 7 out of 10.
I give it a 3 out of 3 stars.
Nicely done.
Nicely done. Epically done. Evan, one more thing.
Yeah.
What was your favorite moment or character in the movie?
You asked me. I said Bob Hoskins was my favorite character.
Cartoon.
For the reason I mentioned when I'm talking about Roger, I would choose Roger.
Okay.
Because I like that he's like... Everybody likes him. And he makes... Like, even though he's like stupid, obnoxious... By the end, it's like, oh, everybody likes him for a reason. He makes their lives better.
I did want to mention one part, Evan.
Mm-hmm.
And this part kind of feeds into what you're saying. It helps establish, Evan, what you're saying about the movie. About Roger's character, even.
Okay.
No less.
Okay.
The part where they're hiding out, Bob Hoskins, Eddie Valiant, and Roger Rabbit are hiding out in...
The bar?
The theater.
Oh, in the theater.
The movie theater.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I love this part where Roger's like fawning over Goofy. He's like, "Oh, he's such a talent. He's such a genius." I love that part where they're treating it like it's like a comedian or like an actor admiring another comedian or something.
I do like that part too.
I love that part, and it also feeds into like Roger. He is a cartoon, so he acts like a dipshit. But like he's a smart guy. He's a clever. He studies his craft.
Yeah, he does. He's
an artist.
He says that his reason for living to be funny. He says that to Bob Hoskins.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Because he's like, yeah, I can never hurt anybody. Though my whole reason for living to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that contradicts that.
Yeah, no.
He's a great character.
Besides when he points the gun at fucking at the end.
He doesn't do that. I do love the part where he comes out like he's the hero.
Yeah.
That part's so funny. That's great. That part is funny. And I like at the end, too, like, Jessica Rabbit, like, takes him down, and she's like, you were the bravest man I've ever fucking seen. That's so great.
Oh, she said, oh, you're way better than Goofy.
Yeah. I like that, too. And, because that, like, feeds, like, through the movie.
Yeah.
Because Roger, like, looks up to Goofy, and he thinks he's a genius. Mm-hmm. Also, another fun fact, that Goofy cartoon they show, where he's working out, mm-hmm. that also came out 2 years after this movie. Is set.
Nice to know. Now that is more
that's
than
actually
the Penguin
because
it's in the theater.
Yeah. But that's okay.
It's okay. Yeah,
that's okay.
It was an early screening.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. They got into a. Yeah. Whatever. But it's like a good little through line.
Yeah.
He looks up to Goofy, because Goofy is kind of this. At least like that era, Goofy is kind of the closest to Roger that there is
for Disney, probably
for Disney.
Yeah, for Disney.
So he
because he's slapsticky and personality wise, he's more like Goofy than he is like Donald.
Yeah,
like Donald's like an angry asshole.
Yeah,
so it's like,
yeah. So I just thought that was clever, and it's like a nice thing to say, like your husband's an actor, and you're like, oh, you're a better actor than the best actor ever. Like,
oh, I thought she was saying like you're better in the sack. The way she said it, she's like, yeah, you're like way better than Goofy. I had to listen to the line again, but I was like, yeah.
In one part, Eddie Valiant is like, oh, is he better in the sack? And then Jessica Rabbit's like, you bet he is. It's like, whatever. But there's also a part at the end where Jessica Rabbit's like, I think she meant funny.
I had to listen to it.
When they're about to die. I think
yeah.
she meant funny. And I was like, oh, that's a really nice thing to say. You know? Good film.
It's both. It could be both.
Good film.
Good film. That's everything I have to say about Roger Rabbit.
I have more things to say.
Oh, okay.
Such as...
Yes.
The actor that played Roger Rabbit. I forget his name.
Mm-hmm.
His last name is Fleischer. I remember only because of Fleischer Superman. No relation.
Charles Fleischer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Because remember when I was like, Charles Martinet plays...
Oh, yeah.
That's why I said that.
Okay. He had a physical Roger Rabbit costume that he wore on set.
Oh, nice.
That's not a joke. I'm not joking.
I believe it.
He asked the prop department. He was like, "Oh, when I'm on set, can you like make a Roger costume for me?" They're like, "I guess." So he wore that.
I guess we can waste a few $1,000s on that.
They were like, "No, like we are already $20 million over budget. We cannot do that." No, they legitimately went like 17,000 over budget. 17 million, I mean.
Yeah.
17 million.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Like I said, one of the most special effects heavy movies of all time up to that point.
But it came back. So there you go.
What?
Like they spent the extra money, but it was worth it because
and it paid off.
Yeah, obviously by now the movie must have made who knows how much money.
The thing is, at the time it was a big success.
Yeah.
It also helped launch cartoons on TV for Warner and back in films with the Disney Renaissance.
Yeah, I don't even mean that. I just mean the movie alone. Like it still makes money now. Obviously, people watching. Yeah.
And now people still know Roger Rabbit. So it like had all that success and influence. So well worth it.
Well worth it.
Sometimes it's worth it to go the extra mile.
It is,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it, Evan?
Yeah, I think that's a lesson some filmmakers, some studios should think about now.
Yeah, I think that's a good fucking lesson for you to learn. Various current filmmakers and producers.
Yeah. Like seriously,
yeah.
Don't always cut corners. Come on.
They guess what they always do.
And that's why I think that's kind of to bring it full circle with Top Gun. It's been like such a surprise, like how successful it is. And look, they didn't cut any corners with that movie. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise tells you himself. He comes out and he says, "These are real F-18s."
Yeah, exactly.
These are real shit like that. So audiences respond to that.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Tell.
Yeah.
They can tell.
Because like that's the thing. Like Top Gun, it was a really good movie, but also it's like you can tell like it genuinely has like a lot of heart. The movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can tell everybody had fun making it. Yeah. So there you go.
Well, that's a good way to end it off. That's a good way to end it off. Great episode of RNS Podcast.
Of course, as always.
I rate this film 3 out of 3 stars. Evan, you rate it 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
That's too low.
7 out of 10, good.
That's too low, but it's all right. I'll let you slide this time. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video.
I just want to say, I'm not knocking the movie at all. It's a classic, of course. Just 7 out of 10. It's like, It's not. It doesn't meet all of my sensibilities.
No, I know what you're saying. Movie. Like I was saying earlier about like Parasite and whatever other movie we mentioned. It just didn't.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can recognize it's a good movie, but it didn't strike a chord with me specifically.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I understand. Mm-hmm. But it's that being said, it's still too low.
Oh, sorry.
No, but like I said, I am a huge fucking fan of like classic cartoons.
Yeah.
And cartoons in general now. So it kind of scratches that itch for me, and I love like detective shit and whatever. So
it works out.
Good for me. And also, I love the Mario movie, and I love seeing a prequel.
Yeah.
Or a sequel to it. So no, but great movie, great episode. Leave a like if you enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment if you know our secret episode that we have not released.
Or if you have any suggestions on movies we should do in the future.
Or if you have any suggestions for our future episodes.
Please
subscribe. If you want to see those future episodes when they come out.
Yeah.
And click the bell.
And
share with your friends.
Please.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Why wouldn't you share?
But yeah, again, thank you for over 100 subscribers, 126.
Yay!
And thank you for, we almost have 50,000 cumulative channel views.
Hell yeah. Dab on them.
Dab, I hit the, me and Evan just hit the dab for those of you at home. And yeah, I think the last episode has almost 5,000.
Yeah.
On kids.
Yeah, our second most viewed video.
And Quick and the Dead is approaching 3,000.
Yeah, awesome.
Almost at 3,000.
So Roger Rabbit, get to 7.
So let's see.
Get to 7.
I mean, we'll see what happens. We'd really appreciate the like though, because the likes have not been.
Yeah.
Perfect.
SMH.
But that, you know what? I honestly think it's YouTube like rewarding us for like the consistent uploading. Like they push us. YouTube pushes you out to more people the more consistently you upload and shit like that. So I think it has to do with that a little bit, or maybe Andy's botting for us. I don't know.
I don't think you can even joke about that.
That was a joke. That was a joke. But yeah, thank you again.
Thank you. We love you.
We love you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.